Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danconia and welcome back to the Overwatch Transfer Roundup. So this is going to be a fun one, isn't it? So we have a lot to get through. I'm going to break this video down into two distinct areas. What we are going to do is we're going to do the regular transfer roundup, where we'll go through all of the transfers up to the, well, from the point where we last left off to the point where I'm at now. And then after that, we are going to look at some digging I have done in terms of what's been happening, and you can probably guess what that is. So first of all, I'm going to go through the transfers that don't involve leaving Overwatch. So that's going to be easier because basically there's less of them. So first of all, we have Muffin. Muffin is an issue that we basically are not going to discuss in too much depth. He has been, his contract with Boston Uprising and the Uprising Academy has been terminated, his two-way contract. He is no longer assigned and will not be assigned to another team. He is not going to be playing Overwatch at a competitive level for quite some time, if ever again. And yeah, I have nothing to say on that. Moving on though, and we have some movements in China. This is Team CC, the academy team of the Shanghai Dragons. They are signing the Chinese tank player Li Ji, and we will see how he does there. There will be another video today looking at Contenders China and Contenders Korea, because we've got a bit to clear up, because Contenders is now actually on a break while Open Division Season 2 takes place. But now we've got to clear up the issue with Montreal Rebellion. So Montreal Rebellion was the academy team of the Toronto Defiant. They have disbanded, and they are citing funding issues due to the COVID-19 crisis because of this retirement, or this disbandment, I should say. I'm going to be saying retire a lot during this video. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. I mean, we've seen a lot of academy teams from Overwatch League fall by the wayside in recent times in America, so yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. But that obviously means that they have offloaded their entire roster. This is Leaf, Shu, Tanzanique, Wraith, Dredro, Numlocked, Shockwave. But Roki and Mangachu, who were on two-way contracts with the Toronto Defiant, are moved to the Toronto Defiant roster. So they are still signed with the Defiant as main Defiant roster players, instead of being those two-way players with the Montreal Rebellion. Then moving on, and we're going to go all the way to Harblu. Harblu is now going to be a streamer for Luminosity, so I wish him all the best. Badak, the Korean tank player, will be moving to Electric Gaming, so I wish him the best. Then we have Mistakes. Mistakes, obviously you might know Mistakes. He used to be a DPS player, Russian DPS player. He's actually been in the Overwatch League with the Boston Uprising before. He then retired and came back to Montreal Rebellion and then Xterra. But now he is coming back and he's going to be part of the Angry Titans. But he's not going to be a DPS player. Mistakes is now a support. So this is interesting, isn't it? There are a few players that have made the change from being a DPS player to a support player. The most notable of these is possibly Cruz. Architect, also in the Overwatch League at the moment, is playing a lot of Ana. So it's not unheard of. I expect Mistakes probably is going to pick up a lot of the Ana and things like that. It'll be interesting to see how he does with the Angry Titans, because the Angry Titans certainly need an injection of something, because it's not been going well, that's for sure. And I hope this spurs on the Angry Titans to some better results in the future this year. But then we have some more moves to go through. This is Bubble Kitty, who is a DPS player from Singapore. He has now left Lord of Dragon Esports in the Pacific region. They will be bringing in some other players though, so this is going to be them bringing in two Taiwanese players. This is Casper, the Flex player, and then the DPS player 1, who was playing for Flag Gaming in China. So again, more moves going on. I like to talk about these moves because I'm going to have to talk about a lot of depressing stuff in a minute, so that's cool. But that's some moves in the Pacific region. Then we've got some people being let go at Nariki Esports. This is Skyripper and Zupair. Again, those two have been bouncing around European contenders a lot recently. Skyripper actually was playing for Clockwork Vendetta last year. You probably will recognize the name if you've been around EU contenders. And Zupair, obviously, he's been in the Overwatch League with Florida Mayhem. He's been at Team Giganti. and obviously Team Giganti disbanded earlier this year, and now he is leaving Nariki Esports and will be unassigned, and it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. They are not retired. I repeat, they are not retired. I have checked. So, moving on then, and we have a coach at Sky Foxes. This is Ju Young, the Korean coach. He is leaving Sky Foxes to do his military service in Korea. Wish him all the best. I know military service in Korea can be a bit of a long one. Notably, Runner has just done it for Runaway. And we wish him all the best, and hopefully he can come back after he's done that military service. Then we have a few more moves to go through. This is Kagazi, the French DPS player. He is leaving Not in Contenders in European, I think, Open Division now, because Not in Contenders didn't make it through. He is now unassigned. And then we have some moves in China. This is Mecha, the Chinese tank player, leaving Bilibili Gaming. He is now unassigned. And then Bilibili Gaming have brought in a few players to replace them. So they had later the Chinese DPS player on trial. He has now been moved to a full contract with Bilibili Gaming. Also, they have signed the Chinese DPS player Don't Say from Like This Player. He will now be playing his trade with Bilibili Gaming. And then also they have signed the Korean tank player Yahoo. He will also now be at Bilibili Gaming. And we will see where they go from here in Chinese Contenders, because I don't believe they've actually got a win for a week on board at Bilibili Gaming yet. And they are the academy team of Hangzhou Spark, if you didn't know. There have been some changes in Chinese Contenders, by the way. Guangzhou Charge have ended their affiliation with the one winner, I believe it was. So there are a few teams that now don't have academy teams, like Chengdu Hunters and Guangzhou Charge, whereas previously all of the Chinese teams did have academy teams in China. But let's move on then to the depressing part of this video. So I am going to read out a list of names. This is THK, the DPS player from Thailand, Faz, the Canadian support, Taimu, the Finnish DPS, I'm sure you'll know, Dweej, the Chinese DPS player who was playing for Team CC, then obviously Tanzanic, Shu and Leaf. I also want to include them in this. Sugarfree, Kib, Sharik, Gods, Maid, Maurice, Moose, Danye, Ollie. Then we move on, and also including into that we have Zoltan. All of these people have now retired and will no longer be playing in Overwatch esports. So, I'm sure you're all saying, well, they're going to Valorant. No. Let's clear this up, shall we? I have gone through all of these players, and I have curated a list of people who I know have moved to Valorant, who may be moving to Valorant, haven't moved to Valorant, or we just don't know. So, out of that list, 9 are either streaming, scrimming, or definitely moving to Valorant, or trying Valorant. 5 of them are definitely not, and 2 of them are maybes, I don't knows. So, I don't know the full thing with THK. Faz, I don't know either. Taimu is definitely scrimming Valorant. I know he is in Valorant scrims at the moment. Leaf is streaming Valorant. Shu, I don't know. Tanzanic is definitely moving to Valorant. I can understand his point. He has got really peed off with Overwatch. He was coach at Giganti. Giganti got disbanded. Montreal Rebellion gets disbanded. I can understand why he's getting a bit tilted with Tier 2 Overwatch. He is now definitely moving to Valorant. Sugarfree, the young prodigy DPS player, he is maybe going to be playing Valorant. I don't know for sure, but there are some slight indications, shall we say. Kib, he is trying Valorant. Remember Kib from the Overwatch League with Guangzhou Charge and the Philadelphia Fusion. He was unassigned for a little while. He's now moved to Valorant and is trying the game. Sharik is maybe going to Valorant again. There's little subtle hints, but there's nothing concrete. Gods is definitely moving to Valorant. Yeah, definitely moved to Valorant. Maid, the coach, the Australian coach, is definitely not going to Valorant, just taking a break from Overwatch, which is great to hear. Maurice, the Brazilian DPS player, he is streaming Valorant. Moose, the German tank player, is on Valorant. Danye, the Polish DPS player, is scrimming Valorant, I believe. Ollie, the Brazilian support, he is on Valorant, or currently streaming Valorant anyway, and Zoltan, I don't know. So, there is your rundown of that. A lot of people are just trying the game. They have not fully switched to Valorant. It's actually a minority that have definitely fully switched to Valorant. Some people are streaming it and just trying it really, but the people who I would say have definitely moved to Valorant are Danye, because he's doing scrims for Valorant, and why would you do scrims for Valorant unless you were genuinely going to go to Valorant? Tanzanique, the coach who was with Montreal Rebellion and Giganti and all that, he's definitely gone to Valorant. He's, in no uncertain words, put 2 fingers up to Overwatch. If you go to his Twitter, you will find out. And obviously Taimu as well. Taimu is definitely scrimming. I have seen him scrimming in Valorant. He has left Team Envy to do that. He could have stayed on as an Envy content creator. He hasn't done that either. He didn't feature for Team Envy once he moved from Dallas Fuel to Team Envy. So I think Taimu has lost the love for the game. I don't think it's Valorant's fault that Taimu's gone from Overwatch. I think Taimu just fell out with Overwatch. I don't think his heart has been in Overwatch for a good year or so, if not more. I think we saw that in the Overwatch League last season. He just got so... I wouldn't say he got messed around by the Fuel, but he was in and out of the Fuel's starting roster, and I think he got very frustrated by it, and he just lost all faith in Overwatch from there in. So that's the lowdown on what's happening. Obviously, there is a lot of hoo-ha going around at the moment. Tier 2 Overwatch is dying. Everyone's moving to Valorant, blah, 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 blah. And yes, I would have to agree, there are an extraordinary amount of retirements at the moment. But it's not a Valorant issue. It's not because Valorant is this amazingly, fantastically good game. Don't get me wrong, Valorant's a good game. It's just not the thing drawing people away. It's just another option because Tier 2 of Overwatch is so trash. That's why. All of these players that have retired are in Tier 2 or Tier 3 of Overwatch, not Tier 1, which is the Overwatch League. That's what I can say. The Montreal Rebellion guys, Leaf for example, Taimu was in Tier 2, everyone was in Tier 2. We've only mentioned 2 things to do with Tier 1 in this video, and that is Mangachu and Roki being moved to the Toronto Defiant main roster, and the Mufin thing. And Mufin is a completely different ballgame. So, it shows the gulf between Tier 1 and the rest of Overwatch esports, but hopefully, one day, Blizzard might just sort it out. And I have seen a lot of people saying, when Overwatch 2 comes out, I'll come back and have a look. I have seen that an incredible amount. The problem is, Overwatch 2 is heavily PvE, so we'll see what happens. Maybe the new competitive game mode push will lure some people back. But it has been a dark week for Overwatch, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, you can see it by the queues in competitive as well. A lot of people are looking at Valorant. But I have seen mixed feedback from the Overwatch community about Valorant, so it's not going to kill Overwatch. If anything is going to kill Overwatch, Overwatch will kill Overwatch, or Blizzard will kill Overwatch. And hopefully, next week, I won't have to report so many retirements. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.